My name is Sean Clark. This is for SPD-500, Grand Canyon University, Topic 4. The IEP process is a process that every student who gets special services in the special education department has to go through. IEP stands for Individualized Education Program, and what this is a program that helps a student out in their particular learning disability. When a child is referred for special education services, that referral can come from a variety of sources within that student's educational environment. That can come from a parent, it can come from a teacher, it can come from the special education coordinator, it can come from administration of that school. When a teacher refers a student for an IEP to be evaluated, that teacher is going to begin to gather data. They're going to gather work-related materials, they're going to grab test scores, they're going to gather behavior that the child has exhibited in class. When the parent recommends, then the parent is also going to be looking for information. And so that process is going to lead to the student getting an evaluation. That evaluation is going to be an assessment by several professionals within the district, whether it's the speech pathologist, whether it's psychologists, special education coordinator, certainly, also interviews with the teachers and with the parents that student is influenced by. After all of this, if the student is deemed to be eligible, then a meeting is had where the people who have relevant information and follow through with the assessments are going to come and report on their findings. This is going to resolve whether or not that student has one of 13 different learning disabilities recognized by the federal government. Those could be developmental delay, autism, speech and language impairments, specific learning disability, emotional disability, visual impairment, emotional deafness, hearing impairment, intellectual disability, multiple disabilities, orthopedic impairment, traumatic brain injury, or other health impairments. With the development of, once that student's disability is ascertained, then the process of developing the IEP goes into effect. And the IEP is spoken into by many of the different influencers of that student's education. Mostly it's going to be written up by the special education teacher or coordinator on that particular campus. And again, she is going to, or he or she is going to work with the teachers on the campus to develop the best plan. And that's going to be a plan of, first of all, it's going to start with the rationale. What is the rationale of developing this student for an IEP? That's going to lead to a very important is the present levels of performance. Where is that child performing at that time that requires them to need specialized services? The evaluation procedure is also going to be a part of that IEP, and there we're going to get the reports from the other professionals that are determining what kind of disability the student is being challenged with and what services are going to be the best for them. That is going to, of course, be important for setting goals. Goals with a start date and an end date and benchmarks along the way are a very important part of the IEP, because without evidence-based practices, there's really no way to know if the student is getting any kind of help whatsoever from the program. Once the goals are set, then the necessary helps that the student is going to get, and these are going to take the form of accommodations and modifications. Accommodations that are going to help them and modifications that are going to change the types of instruction that they get so that they can do the very best that they can do. These are all going to be determined in the educational services. This is something that's extended by the school, depending on the services that they have available and the services that they're going to be able to accommodate. All of these things are going to be as a free service to the students, as well as so many other free services for the parents that need them so that everyone is learning and moving forward. At a certain point in time during the IEP, if the student continues in their IEP, that is also part of the IEP is going to be the furtherance of transitional services that is going to continue on with the student beyond their high school education experience. Always with the IEP, we're striving for the least restrictive environment possible. Studies have shown that the least restrictive is going to be the most beneficial is keeping the children in as many classes connected with students who don't have learning disabilities to make it the best possible chance for them to get the most out of their education. With the IEP process completed, a series of annual and quarterly reviews are instilled so that, again, the goals and the expectations can be met in an exceeding fashion. With all of these things put in place, the IEP is an excellent solution to helping students with learning disabilities get the help that they need so that their learning can go without limits. Thank you.